What's up, folks? We got a little pop-up Saturday show for you. We got a little QB talk, got a defensive coordinator now we got to talk about. So yeah, let's get going. What's going on, folks? It is Saturday. I guess we'll call it episode 86. I really wasn't planning on it. I was thinking it was going to be a little short, little something for today. But hey, it's going to be a full episode. So what the hell? We'll call it 86. How about it, buddy?
Let's do it, buddy. Coming to you on a Saturday. You caught me out of uniform, but either way, you caught me. And I'm glad to be here, buddy. Out of your Falcon mind. Saturday edition?
Hey.
Y'all are too lucky.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so welcome in, y'all. We are coming to you from the Variety Sports Network. As always, make sure you check them out. Give them a follow. Give them a subscribe. Check out Variety Sports Football, which is what we are on as well. Variety Sports Collegiate. They just keep growing, doing good things. So make sure you check them out. Also, man, I did a little bit of work yesterday, but I mostly did absolutely nothing, man.
I was just about to ask you. You got to start the show with telling John turned 41 yesterday. It was awesome. Everybody showed him love.
Man,
how was it, buddy?
It was awesome, dude. And first off, I'm feeling way better than I did the other night.
Okay, great.
I struggled through 85. I'm not gonna lie, buddy. I mean, that was a tough one, and it was long.
Yeah,
it was almost 2 hours.
Game. You remember the flu game?
Oh,
that was your flu game, but you got through it.
No energy whatsoever, but I'm so much better now. But yeah, so man, it was great, man. I woke up yesterday to your freaking tweet, and I'm reading that. And I was like, son of a bitch.
I had to do it, buddy.
It was
early
great,
in the morning.
Man, it was awesome, buddy. Like I said, made me misty-eyed, buddy. And then Savion sends me his tweet, and I was like, man. And but everybody, I mean, all the love, man. I appreciate all that. It was awesome. Great day, man. We got some brunch at Jay Christopher's, and
that's a good start, buddy.
Went and picked up the cake over at Nothing Bundt Cake. Got the little white chocolate raspberry going on.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, dude. It's awesome. And what else did we do? We got just chilled in the afternoon. Went and got a coffee at this Lazy Labrador joint over here in Kennesaw. Did some Moxie Burger last night, little burger joint.
Oh,
and,
yeah. So you stuffed yourself yesterday.
Oh, basically. It's all about, dude. When you get past a certain age, it's just about food, man. It's about food. It's about food.
I mean, whatever I want today.
I mean,
coffee, cake, brunch, hamburger, Jesus.
And I finished it off with bourbon last night, buddy. I mean, we relaxed and watched. Actually, saw I'm way late. Watched Top Gun Maverick last night.
It was good.
It was fantastic, dude.
Yeah,
you gotta see it.
I think my mom saw that shit. It was good.
Yeah.
Man, we glad you had a birthday. We glad you had a good day, man. It was important to us to. It's your birthday, man. You want to show love. But it was nice. It was important to us to show you love yesterday, man. So I'm glad everybody got to do it.
It was awesome, dude. It was a lot more than that. I mean, you don't expect Twitter and folks you don't know to just come out of the woodwork, but yeah, it was
awesome,
amazing, man.
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, we got just a few topics today. It's not going to be our typical long ass show. We just got a few things to hit. First off, we did sign a new defensive coordinator yesterday, buddy, and it's not who I thought it was going to be, but I'm totally fine with it.
Me too.
When the news came down that the Panthers was hiring Frank Reich, I was like, all right, well, I thought Steve Wilkes did everything in his power to earn that job.
Yes, he did.
He had the full support of every player on that team. They all wanted him, but apparently everybody but the owner and the general manager. So they brought in Frank Reich. So I thought that might have opened the door for us to swoop in there and get Steve. I like him a lot. I mean, the players respect the hell out of him.
He did a great job.
Yeah. I thought he would just be a good fit. But Ryan Nielsen got his second interview, and like our buddy Smitty says, typically when a guy gets a second interview, normally it ends up being a hire. And that's who it ended up being. Didn't know a lot about him. I texted Chris pretty much immediately. And if y'all don't know, Chris comes on our show when we play the Saints. He's from Louisiana, just out from Baton Rouge, actually. A huge Saints fan.
The only Saints fan we like.
Correct. And he was not happy about it, man. He was like, man.
Good thing.
Exactly. Which made me happy. So, that's why I told him, I was like, man, I was like, what do you think? And he said, man, he goes, y'all got a good one, dude. He was like, he said he's going to improve that pass rush immediately. And then, he said Sean Payton had blocked several teams from interviewing him over the years because they had asked, so.
Man, I'm happy he specialized on the defensive line because, like you said, like what Chris said, man, Chris is very knowledgeable. He don't just be talking. So what Chris usually says is accurate. Yep. For Chris to say he gonna show that lineup immediately, I wasn't having. And I'm true blue Falcon. I don't like nothing Saints. I don't want you coming over from the Saints. You should stay over there. But so I was like, oh man, why all the people we had to get? But when you do a little bit of research on them, you feel like this dude might be just a person that we don't know of, but maybe very, very, very talented.
Yep. And Cam Jordan came out and basically tweeted and he said that, hey, it was going to be inevitable. This guy was going to eventually get a head coaching job. And he said, he was like, I'm happy-ish for him because, of course he hates Atlanta and we don't like him. So, it works out. But, yeah, so I went. They put a little blurb out last night for anybody that didn't see it. I'll read it to you. I'm not going to go into any kind of crazy depth, but you can go actually on the website today. The Atlanta Falcons posted 5 things you should know about Nielsen. I suggest you go read that. It's good. But basically, just to put a little bow on it, man, it said Nielsen comes to Atlanta having most recently served as a co-defensive coordinator and defensive line coach for the New Orleans Saints. Since Nielsen joined the Saints in 2017. New Orleans has recorded 281 sacks, second most in the NFL over that span, and finished in the top 10 in sacks in 5 of 6 seasons. The Saints also did not allow a 100-yard rusher in an NFL record 55 regular season and postseason games between 2017 and 2020, and have finished in the top 4 in run defense in 4 of the past 5 seasons.
And I'm going to tell you why I love that. They don't have a lot of studs on that defense that you would expect those stats. So that has to be someone. There's some good players over there. That has to be at least mostly that guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm happy with it. And like I said, I don't do no Saints, but for his specialty and what he specializes in, I don't think we could have got a better one.
Yeah, because God knows, dude, we've been like historically horrifically bad at getting the quarterback
and get pressure.
Yeah. We can't get to the quarterback at all. And granted, that comes down to talent, of course, but it's also coaching, of course, has a part to play in it. Eric Robinson on Twitter, the only thing he said he doesn't mind the hire. The only thing he's concerned with is the fact that the play calling aspect of it. But being a co-defensive coordinator, it doesn't mean he's actually called plays, but he's right. Dude, you kind of get some of that just from being there, you know what I mean, and being around but it is his job now, so it'll be a little different. I'm sure it'll be an adjustment for him. But dude, he's been there for a while under Dennis Allen, another good defensive mind. So I'm excited, man.
I got a question, John. Do you let him request or suggest players maybe?
Oh yeah. I would fully expect Marcus Davenport or Omiyata to come over, one of those guys, because they're both going to be free agents. But I'm sure they both love him. That's another thing that came out. I was reading that said the players absolutely love him.
That was one thing I noticed. That's important to me.
Yeah. So if one of those guys, I don't want Cam Jordan. He can fuck off and go somewhere else. If Omiyata or a freaking Marcus Davenport, sure, I'll take those guys. So I think he'll definitely, his fingerprints are going to be all over this. I think, that could affect now the draft position.
I was thinking that, so that's why I wanted to ask you. Like, you think he's going to have some input? Oh yeah,
I think so. So because if they're going to continue the same scheme that we're kind of running now, or similar, it's going to be a lot of man type of. That's what Pease was going for. He wanted to eventually get to some man, to play more man. He couldn't. So that may be like a Devin Witherspoon from Illinois, or a Christian Gonzalez, or somebody like that, like a man up corner that we can get opposite AJ. Or it could be a pass rusher. I think I'd be shocked if it's not a corner or a defensive pass rusher. Yeah. So whether it's, Wilson or even Breesy from Clemson, watching video on him yesterday, that guy, he's legit too. Miles Murphy.
John can just roll these names off. He just named you about 4 or 5 cornerbacks and defensive ends. Like, the man, what is it? Baseball, soccer, football. Like, he could do a podcast by himself.
No, man, I need that. I need you. I need the other.
So John, I got to ask you. Now that you know who it is, would you prefer him over Dean Pease if it was a thing? Are you happy with it, or would you, if Dean wanted to stay, would you still rather this guy?
I mean, if they were like, no, this is the other option, I'd probably take just nothing against Dean being older, but this guy's
I'm gonna be honest.
He's younger. He's got, just everything, like energy, the whole deal, like just the fact that he's a defensive line guy, man. Like,
I was about to say, it's your specialty. Yeah.
I mean, like that's enough for me. Like, that checks the box for me for sure. Miss Pamela, what's going on? Thank you for checking in with us on a Saturday. We appreciate that. Norman, what's up? He said, watch out for Tajay Spears, running back for Tulane. Yeah, you're right. He is a good shifty back. Yeah, I watched that game.
That's what I want, Norman, is a good shifty back who can catch out the backfield. Yes, that's what I wanted.
Pamela said, love the hiring of it. Me too. Yeah, me too. Go in the right direction, build the defense and pieces around Ritter and Jarrett.
There you go, Pam. Talk your talk, Pam, on a Saturday.
Dave, what's up, brother? He said, I wanted Wilkes too, but we'll see if his new D coordinator can improve this pass rush. Katie Malone must take big steps next year. Yep.
They will,
for sure. And they're going to be challenged too. They're going to be pushed this year for sure. Berto, buddy, what's going on, brother?
Berto got the merch, man. He just sent us the picture. I love it.
Yes, he got the shirt. That's awesome. Hey, y'all, I ordered mine last night, so I can't wait. I got a hoodie, I got a shirt.
I cannot wait.
Son got a shirt. It's gonna be great. He said, bingo, we were sold on the numbers we struggle and what he specializes in.
That's what I said. I told you, I don't go against Berto. That's one common theme of Out of Your Falcon Mind.
Yeah, and you see folks really pissed about but we didn't get one of the big names. Huh?
About what?
But we didn't get one of the big names, like who is that, and freaking out and everything. And I mean, number one, we're not in those meetings, man. We don't know what was said. We don't know. Flores may not have wanted the job. Fangio may not be an. I mean, there's all kinds of variables we don't know about. And bottom line, whether Fontenot has a connection with him from New Orleans or not, the dude's qualified. I mean, I have no problem giving him a shot. And I mean, Flores could have easily been, and we all talked about it, could have easily been a 1 year and done guy. I think he's going to be a head coach really soon. So do you want that, or do we want a guy who might be here for 3, 4, 5 years?
That's a great point, John.
And then move on to a head coach. You know what I mean? So I kind of want that longevity. I don't want the guy just to flip. Next. It's not college, man. It's not where like Saban and Kirby Smart are losing offensive and defensive coordinators every year. Like that. That's not the key to success here in the NFL, man. You kind of want that
continuity.
Exactly. Let's see what's going on, Steven. He said, "Sup, y'all. I was curious what Nielsen does defensively from a scheme standpoint, but I do think we're all but confirmed to go defense in the first. Now, yeah, same here, man. Probably a D-line if I had to guess.
I said it's his specialty. I think that I don't. Tyler Algier, and I know it's player and coach is not the same. He should change everybody's mind who thinks that every time we need to go after big name. Talent is talent.
Yeah.
The dude, I mean, you didn't know who that was, did you? You didn't know who Troy Anderson was, did you? And then look, so you can't always just do that.
Exactly. David said, "Get Onyata. I think that Grady will be better with 3 techniques."
John say that all the time, buddy. John say that all the time.
100%, David, man. Goes Peppers, what's happening, brother? Said Mike representing Carolina.
Hey, don't say that. He just called me out of uniform. Don't you say that. He just called me out of uniform. He said, just kidding. Excellent hire. When I read how good he is at developing players, you got to do your research. Who would be a better fit for us? He helped the Aints pull up kids. Listen to me. Go look at the Saints roster and tell me if they're that talented to put up those numbers. And then tell me you still mad at our hire. That was honestly top 3 best fits for the job, if not number 1 best fit for the job. You got to trust the team sometimes.
Yeah. And Terry really hadn't give us a reason yet to not, you know what I mean? He's not
a dog. Terry, listen, I didn't want him because you remember the Saints. No, man. After who we had, may we not speak his name, but he was cool. He looked like a mobster. He could dress. Loved him for that reason, but that was it. Cherry, I'm not going against Cherry. I'm not going against Cherry, Berto, or John. Okay, these are 3 things that I won't do it out of your Falcon mind.
There you go. I love it. I mean, and like he was saying, developing players. I mean, they're one of those things that those 5 things I was telling you about that they put on the website today. One of those was his Trey Hendrickson credits him a lot for his development. And we've seen what he's did this year. So, I mean, like, that's pretty good. ATL said, Harris said, you got to go and get a first-time DC, the guy he wants it, in my opinion. Yep. And that's why we're snagging a mean defensive tackle. Yeah, agreed, man. 100% agreed. So, overall, I'm happy, man. I'm like I said, it was the name came in the game late. He wasn't like initially somebody that was talked about a lot. Kind of came in there after all the other big names came through. So, that's why some people were let down. Some people jumped the gun and, quickly just assume like, oh, I never heard of that guy, so he must suck.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to hear of every player, every coach. If you're a casual fan, even us, dude, I didn't know a lot about them. You're not going to know these guys. Just take a second, take a beat. Yeah, I can read some things. You'll be all right. You'll figure it out. So anyway,
that's all you got to do. If you mad, just take a second to go over there and just look him up, and you'll be satisfied, because with player development and what his specialty is, what he's brung to the Saints is almost exactly what we need. Yeah. So you cannot be mad at this. Just if you be mad, just be mad because he came from the Saints, but don't be mad because you think he's not qualified. That's not
exactly. I forgot to put that up there, so I just had to go ahead and throw it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the dirty swim team, that's a good.
It's okay.
You got to hurl an insult. We giving them too many. Hurl an insult. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to speak
Chris.
anymore. Yeah. Sorry, Chris. Love you, dude. All right, man. So the whole point of this show was, like I said, we got DC out of the way now. So there's been so much QB talk, right? This whole off season, and we knew it was going to happen, but it's been nonstop between the fan base. It's just been going crazy. Twitter's been a civil war, man. People been. It's just crazy how divided they are over this topic, and we'll get into Lamar in a second, because I did a pretty decently deep dive on Lamar, because people just throw out shit and they say things and they don't really have anything to back it up, or they're worried about certain. And y'all probably saw, some people probably saw this thing and said, does draft position matter? Like, oh, he's going to sit there and he's going to find all these quarterbacks and say, oh, this is why we got to ride with Ritter. We don't need to go get anybody, because that's not it. That's not it exactly. What I'm going to do today, what Mike and I are going to do today, is just lay you out some facts, lay you out some numbers, lay you out some stuff that you all can.
That will be triggering. Some of these will be triggering. John, hey, dog, I'm going to tell you, this was a great idea for a show. I had to show up. That this will be triggering to a lot of you. I know how you guys are.
I mean, I just wanted to put it, just like I said, I just want to throw it out there, because I see so many. Okay, we see comments, we see tweets that are like, man, look, I'm not letting a third round quarterback, I'm not just giving it to my third round quarterback. Or, people like, well, it's not really he's a third round, but why you keep saying third round? You know what I mean? Like, so it's, what is it? Or, I don't trust Lamar. He's not a good deep thrower. He can't throw the ball. He's not accurate. He's basically just Marcus Mariota, but faster. Like, you hear all that stuff, right? So I just want to break it all down, because we've talked about it in so many shows. We hit it for about 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We don't really get deep into it, man. We kind of just, we just talk about what everybody else is talking about, and we, have our.
Don't cancel us. Don't report us to Twitter or anything like that.
That's right. So look, we started off with, I basically looked at the drafts between 2012 through 2018. I just wanted to see. I just want to look at. I looked at quarterbacks, and now if I'm not mentioning somebody in these drafts, that means they're not really notable, or they're not really, they don't make anything. So in 2012, the first pick, Andrew Luck. All right, solid, man. That's a guarantee. That guy was a cannot miss. Like, and there's not many of those guys, but cannot miss. He was one of them. RG3, number 2 to the Skins. Obviously, we don't know what he could have done, because his knee got destroyed, in Washington. Ryan Tannehill, number 8 to the Titans. So right now, would you go back and say, man, I'm taking Tannehill, number 8? Yeah, I don't know. Brandon freaking Whedon, number 22 to the Browns. Out of Oklahoma State, I believe. Yeah. So that was an odd one. Now we move on to the third round of that year. Russell Wilson, third round, 75th pick by the Seattle Seahawks.
I remember they're saying too short, too small, too slow.
Yep. Nick Foles, third round that year, pick 88 to Philly, Super Bowl champion Nick Foles.
Yep.
Fourth round that year, Kirk Cousins, pick 102 to the Skins. You could make a strong. No, it's not even a strong. It's those three far better careers outside of Andrew Luck than than RG3, Tannehill, and Brandon Wheaton.
And I'll jump in here and reiterate what John said. There is no argument. If you're making that argument, you're just making it off name.
No, you got two Super Bowl winners. And
John said something on the show that that even I had to sit with, and I've repeated it several shows after. It's like, if you can pick talent, you can pick it in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. Those are good players. There are a lot of football fans who somehow believe that if you don't go in the first 2 rounds, you just a shitty player. Yeah, you're gonna be mediocre. If you were good, you would have won in the first 2 rounds. And what it is you can't. The player may have not reached his potential yet, his peak. You don't know if the coaching was getting him. He was overweight. He lost weight. He hit the weight room. People change. I know, man. Russell Wilson had a down year. He's one of the GOATs of this. He is amazing. He's been blazing since he came in the league. Kirk Cousins has had a great career. He do some wild shit in the playoffs from time to time. Yeah. But Kirk Cousins has had a great career. He did it in Washington. He did it with the Vikings. And Nick Foles, we don't even need to make an argument for Nick. The boy got a ring that he earned. He didn't just go in on a good team. He was actually balling. Brandon Wheaton. So you don't feel what I'm saying? I don't. Yeah. So, but John is going to keep going. He's not done. So just
no. That's just one draft. Like I said, that's
just one of the drafts.
Take it for what it is. 2013 16th pick, EJ Manuel to Buffalo.
I remember that.
Yeah. Geno Smith, 2nd round, 39th to the Jets. Okay, career. Yeah. Obviously, comeback player of the year this year. Thought it should have been Brian Robinson. That's okay. I'm a little partial to him. Plus, he got shot. I mean, come on.
If you come back from a bullet,
you got shot.
50%.
Come on. All right, 2014, 3rd overall pick, Blake Bortles to Jacksonville.
Third. Just imagine you spend your 3rd pick on Blake Bortles.
Johnny Manziel, 22nd to the Browns.
I remember that hype.
Teddy Bridgewater, 32nd overall to the Vikings. Now, 2nd round, pick 36, Derek Carr, the Raiders. 2nd round, pick 62, Jimmy G to the Patriots. Again, those 2 quarterbacks, better careers than those first 3 I just said.
What John just said, the 2 quarterbacks drafted later had much better careers. Just Johnny football, I remember that hype that I thought. I don't watch college, so I hear all what you saying, and I just take it as truth of everything y'all say. And I thought this dude was about to be the next whatever.
Yeah.
And man, what is he doing now? Is he in Canada playing football? Do he work for Canada Dry? Is he in Canada with Drake? I don't know what he's doing, but I know he ain't in the NFL no more.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I'm not saying that y'all be sitting there thinking like, oh, this means Ritter's going to be better. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like what I'm saying is, and take this, the only 2 3rd-round quarterbacks I've mentioned so far have been Russell Wilson and Nick Foles. That means any other 3rd-round quarterback that I went through is either not in the league or they're in a backup role or a 3rd backup. So this is not giving any merit to that.
Yes.
This is just what it is. 2015, number 1 overall, Jameis Winston to the Bucks. Number 2, everybody's favorite, Marcus Mariota to the Titans. Those were 2, actually the only legitimate ones I found in that draft class, 2015. So go back and redraft that now. I don't believe that's where those guys would be drafted.
And I was going to say, those guys have been underwhelming. I mean, and I'm talking about at their peaks when they was playing the best, they was underwhelming.
Yeah. All right, 2016, Jared Goff, number 1 overall to the Rams. Carson Wentz, number 2 overall to Philly. Now every team he's going to, they're trying to kick his ass off. Paxton Lynch, number 22, the Broncos. Yeah. All right, and also 3rd round, 91st pick, Jacoby Brissett. Pretty decent career. Dak Prescott, round 4, pick 135. Pretty decent career. 2017. Go ahead. You got some?
No. I was saying, I keep using this guy as an example. I don't know what round he was in, I believe, but Steve Smith. It's funny you say I'm in Carolina Blue. Steve Smith had an attitude all the time. Steve Smith was little. That that sometimes drives people to greatness. And sometimes a kid that was in private school and had training camps his whole life, went to special football camps and done that, and was the star of his high school, and he got the cheerleader, the pretty girl, and he got a car when he was 16. Sometimes he feel like I'm already good enough. So the studying and the weight room, and I'm already a star, and that can, man. I thought Paxton Lynch when he came out. I remember saying talk like that dude. Paxton Lynch gonna be that dude, and he's probably a substitute teacher now. I think he's a backup. I don't know what he does, but a whole lot of times when you get drafted in like the later round, I believe Steve Smith came late. I believe Aaron Rodgers went late. Sometimes that pisses you off, and you can see it on their face when they get drafted. Like, I'm gonna show you, dirty motherfucker. You can see they mad. They about to cry in the green room. That do something to somebody. Like every team that passed on me, I'm gonna make you pay for it. It drive you to greatness.
100%, man. And we all know. I mean, I'm not even mentioned Tom, but I mean, like that's the ultimate example, right?
Yeah,
that's the one in really a million.
But even Jacoby work, man. He don't have natural talent. Like, he's not a oh my God, with just Jacoby works, and Jacoby is improving. Yeah, it's like Geno Smith, bro. Like, those dudes work, but they should be out the league. And those dudes just work hard and keep working. And I'm so proud of them that they had a great year. I just want Teddy Bridgewater to join that class. Big fan of his.
Yeah. All right, 2017, second overall, Mitchell freaking Trubisky to the Bears.
Hate him. Oh, that's one of my worst trash.
Now, what's just like sickening for all the teams before is Pat Mahomes, number 10 to KC.
That is, yeah.
And Deshaun Watson, say what you will, number 12 to Houston. No way he should have went before either one of those guys. No way. 2018, Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall to the Browns. Your boy Sam Darnold, number 3 overall to the Jets.
Now tell me you don't regret that, Jets.
Josh Allen, number 7 overall to Buffalo. Good shot, good pick. Josh Rosen, number 10 overall to the Cardinals. And our boy Lamar Jackson, 32nd overall to Baltimore.
If you can pick talent, you can pick talent. It's not always. So I do want to bring up a great point.
Yep.
A lot of you always saying we should tank because we would get a better pick. So maybe if we tank, if we lose those last 2 games, we get 3 picks higher. The reason why you don't do that, you never know if you sitting back 3 more picks will get you to Patrick Mahomes. When you could go for the name, if you had the opportunity to go for Drew Berryhouse, then he get in there. Now you got the name, but Pat Mahomes was sitting there. He just went to a smaller school. He didn't really, and you went for the name, and you could have got Pat Mahomes. Sometimes you sitting back, you may be able to pass on somebody you need to pass on to get somebody that you need to get. Like I said, man, y'all, especially with quarterbacks. Andrew Luck was a rare thing where you just come in and you're good. Matt Ryan was a rare thing where you just come in and you mature, you professional, you good already. You ain't really seen that. Man, RG3 tore the whole league up.
Yep.
But that's a rare thing when you do that. A lot of times, it's just like every other job. They got to learn, they got to struggle and things of that sort. And you can't teach drive, man. You can't teach what Tom Brady did in the film, man. And you can't teach. If Vic had that, who knows what we would have saw.
Yep.
If like RG3 had that, but they were already good, is what I'm saying. I love Vic, but even he didn't. He was already good. He was already the man. So like, I don't really need I can already fling it 60 yards. I can outrun everybody. How much harder you working? Sometimes those players in Atlanta, Troy Anderson, he looked like they got his kid in the basement somewhere. Like, why are you this excited? Like, he want to rip your head off. And those players a lot of times play Tyler Algier. Dog, it's 7 people. What are you doing? Like, that's somebody like my mother watching. Man, we was poor. I ain't get the girl, man. Shit, even in college, I wasn't getting the head cheerleader. You play a little bit harder, man. You got to be a fan of those guys.
Yeah, and specifically quarterbacks, man. Like, we've talked about it before, but there is so much about what that goes on above the neck.
Yeah,
and it's literally more than any other position, man. But that's something that there's so many guys have arm talent. So many guys can throw it 60 yards, 70 yards.
Yes.
It's a matter of, and what separates the best ones from the good ones and the bad ones is how quickly can they process information? How quickly can they diagnose a defense? How good are they pre-snap reads? How can they, as soon as they drop back, they can recognize the defense and make the check down if they need to, or they see a pre-snap read, they go, okay, I got this deep shot here. Then they hit that deep shot. All that stuff comes into account when you're looking at quarterbacks. A lot of that stuff you don't know. You can't tell in college. Shit, you can't sometimes tell until 2 or 3 years into the league sometimes, based on, because it's going to there's an adjustment period when you go from college to the league. So all you can do as a talent evaluator, as a scout, as a GM, as a head coach, whatever, is make the best judgment you can based on what you've seen. Now, and if you know the guys have all the intangibles in the world, if the guy works his ass off, if he's a smart guy, if he's, when he's been in the games, has he made the correct reads, more often than not, or is he missing those reads? All stuff like that. So we didn't get enough time to watch Desmond. We had 4 games.
Yep.
That's not near enough time to see. Now we saw progress. We saw him do some good things. We saw him do some bad things. I don't think for a second anybody should be sitting back going, I'm 100% comfortable with Dez, because you've only had 4 games and he is a 3rd round quarterback. And I went through 6 years of drafts, and there's hardly any 3rd round quarterbacks except a few that really make it. And that's not saying he can't at all, because he absolutely can. Russell Wilson did. Nick Foles did. Dak Prescott was a 4th rounder. I mean, like, all those things can happen. Like, he can absolutely be that guy, but he absolutely needs somebody to be pushed him. He needs, whether it's another. Now I don't want to go draft a rookie, but whether it's a veteran, something like that, come in, push him, Trey Lance, something like that. And he's damn near a rookie, but he's been in the league for a couple of years. But it's just something that, not necessarily, I don't think he even needs the competition. It's just something that, you have to have that there as a competitor, right? It makes you go that little bit better, regardless of however much your inner drive may be. Having that competitor that's right on your heels that could take your job is going to make you play and work even harder. So, all that being said, man, like, I think it's totally fine for folks like myself. Like, that's the ideal situation we've talked about. I mean, like, why would you not want the guy making $1 million a year to be your quarterback? Because you can do so much else with all this money. Like, you can go build up this team amazingly. I hope you hit on the draft. Hope you get good free agents, but you can do all this stuff. So yeah. And he looks like he could. He's definitely got it from the neck up. It's just a matter of putting it together on the field. Looks like he's got the arm talent. Looks fine there. So we'll see how he is when he's got these weapons around him. When he's got his full complement of Pitts and London and whoever we're going to add in the backfield, whoever our receiver is going to be. So all that stuff. So I'm perfectly okay with saying, hey, that's the guy we're going to ride with, but we're going to bring in a backup, a solid backup that could challenge you for it. Okay, cool. Jacoby Brissett, absolutely, bring him on. Somebody like that could just take that job. You know what I mean? Because Jacoby Brissett had a hell of a good year this season.
A hell of a good year.
For the 12 games he was in, really damn good year. So totally fine with that. Now, the Lamar Jackson side of things. People talk about his accuracy and lack thereof.
1 minute, John. But before you get into that, I want to say this. When we had Dave from the Falcoholic on here, I remember he was talking about this. It would blow you all's mind if y'all knew the percentage of quarterbacks drafted in the 1st round that hit. That was good. I'm telling you, it's not good. You miss most of the time. So all that hype, what we saying, the majority of the time is wrong. You don't turn out the majority of the time, the hype is wrong. The great majority of the time, the hype is wrong. I'm gonna tell you how hard quarterback is. You would love to say it's only 32 dudes on the planet who can do this at this level. And what I'm telling you is it's really not. It's about half of that, about 16 of them that could really do it. The other 16 are really people that you just like, damn, he the best one we got. But it's like, it's like a Friday night and you could just call a girl up. She ugly, but she coming. And you if it wasn't for her, it was Jergens in a movie. So it's better than that. And that's how the most of it is half. It's about 15, 16 players on this planet who can do that job at an elite level. So you're gonna miss most of the time. So y'all get hyped up with somebody did in college. The thing about college, man, I'm not dissing college. I love the fandom of college. It's a much more exciting game. I'll say this. for the most part, you playing against accountants and like engineers and lawyers and people that's going to be in like the back room at the Walmart when they get finished with this. You're not playing against Deion Sanders, Ray Lewis, Charles Woodson. You know what I'm saying? You're not playing against Cam Jordan. You're not playing against Pat Mahomes. You're playing against regular dudes for the most part. So you could look amazing in what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you get in the league and you know, damn, that whole thing, you got about 2 seconds. You got all that mental pride. Now you got about 2 seconds, so you gonna get ready to hit the hardest you ever got hit in your life by a grown man who about 300-something pounds and run a 4-something.
Yep.
Coming to you at full speed and gonna knock your helmet loose. He could break your jaw like, bro, you woozy. So what I'm telling you is that's a very hard job to do, and not many people could do it. And it don't matter, man, even if the teams don't pick a quarterback, sometimes when you look back at these drafts and you look at who these teams could have got, and I know who they needed at the time, just say they didn't need a quarterback. Just think Jake Long and Chris Long were the 2 players drafted before Matt Ryan.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, just sometimes even if that's not what you needed, you still wish when you look back, like, damn, we probably should have went in a different direction there if we would have known. So I'm just saying, college period, man, you can't just get hyped in the name. Like Tim Tebow, let y'all tell it. I thought Tim Tebow was going to be the greatest NFL quarterback that ever lived. That's the way y'all was talking. Y'all told me the dude had all the girls, like John 3:16, and he couldn't lose. He would single-handedly win the game. That's what I kept hearing. And you watch his college highlights, and I said, damn, this dude might. And how did that turn out? Cool. It was a great little marketing thing. It was exciting for a minute. Now I think he's like hosting college football game, which great dude. Love Tim Tebow.
Oh, of course.
I'm not dissing him. That's my man. Everybody loved Tim Tebow, but the talent y'all thought he would transition to the NFL didn't happen. So get out the name sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that's not saying that, and it's and I'm to backtrack. Like, I'm totally fine with folks wanting Lamar or wanting an upgrade or something like that. Somebody that's proven, like, and we've talked about it on Uncle Steve's show. There's other shows as well. Lamar's not a finished product yet. I mean, like, he's had some good seasons, like I was just about to talk about. So, like, in his MVP season, he finished in top 8 in accuracy and air yards per attempt, right? And 2020, he fell to 28th in accuracy, and back to 14th in 21, and then now 17th in 22. So it looks like 19 was kind of that outlier where he was just like on just, another level, 8th.
It's not John's opinion. No. These are things. These are facts, man. Numbers are facts.
Yeah. So as far as and also in 2021, he completed 33% of his 20-plus yard throws at 11.5 yards per attempt. He was dead last in accuracy rate at 22.6% of his deep balls that were thrown accurately. That's in 21, not last year. So, and he had a injured ankle that year too. So, it wasn't like it was just that. But now these are some of the more detailed, to give you a little bit more in depth to him. And this is 2022. His pressured completion. I'm sorry. Let me start from another one. All right. So everybody's worried about his deep ball, and I've heard that several times. His deep ball attempts in last year was 43, which ranked him 22nd. Not a big deal. Deep ball accuracy was a rating of 5.5, which ranked him 27th. His deep ball completion percentage was 27.9%, which rated him 31st. So, yeah, that concern's pretty legit. It's not like he is the best deep ball thrower. Mm-hmm. But you also put that into the caveat is he doesn't have fantastic receivers either. So he also ended up with, I think, 22 drops. Yeah, 22 drops was what he had last year. So, which ranked him, I think it was 14th, which is, yeah. So that's right in the middle of basically with the drops for receivers. His deep ball catchable pass rate was 48.8%, which ranked him also 27th. So also not great. His accuracy rating overall was 7.6, and that ranked him 17th. To give you an idea of what that means, and this is all from playerprofiler.com, by the way. So they rate anything above an 8 as highly accurate. Anything above a 7, accurate. Anything below a 7 is considered not accurate. So he was considered accurate by that, 7.6. His air yards per attempt was 8.7, which was 9th. his protection rate. Now, this says a lot about his offensive line. Okay, this protection rate means basically how many times did he drop back and was hurried, had 3 seconds or less to get rid of the ball. Okay, so it's a lot. So really indicative of his offensive line. So he had a protection rate of 79.8, which ranked 26th in the league. So not great there. All that means was he was having to get rid of the ball a lot quickly with 3 seconds or under. So you take that into account when you're talking about his accuracy and stuff like that. His true completion percentage, and this factors out, unpressured throwaways and drops. So it takes that stuff out of the equation, was 70%, and it ranked him 19th. All right, his pressure completion percentage, so basically how he completed under pressure, 44.3%, ranked him number 12. His play action per completion percentage, which obviously big in our offense, 60.6%, which ranked him 21st. His red zone completion percentage was 48.3, which ranked him 24th. His red zone accuracy rating was a 6, which rated him 32nd, which again, that means not accurate, really. And that should tell you 32nd should tell you that anyway. His clean pocket percentage was throwing at 68%, ranked him 23rd. His true passer rating, now this takes out unpressured throwaways and drops, was 100.7, which rated him number 2 overall. So that's where it's and then his QBR was 59.4, number 9 overall. Receiver target separation. Okay, so this is how much separation the receiver had from his defender for any ball thrown past line of scrimmage. Okay, so basically, how good is your receiver getting separation? Yeah, this was not very good. This was 1.64 yards of separation.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's 79th. So that's pretty gross for any quarterback to look at and think, damn, okay. I said before, he had 22 drop passes, which is 14th. Now, you can't look at Lamar and just look at all of his passing and say that's it, because that's not Lamar's game. Lamar's game is also rushing. It just is. Well, now, it's definitely been that with Greg Roman, because that's what Greg Roman has done. Now, he's gone now. So if John Harbaugh and the general manager and the ownership gets their wish and they let Lamar choose or at least have a say in the offensive coordinator, he might stay in Baltimore. And this whole conversation is useless, which is fine. But we don't know that yet, so that's why we're talking about it. But he's not really, he shouldn't be carrying the ball as much, because he's going to end up hurt. I mean, the more that's just numbers, man. The more times you do it, the greater chances you have of getting hurt. If he comes to play for us on turf, and I hate turf. I mean, because just for the non-football injuries, man. We saw Kyler Murray.
They got to get rid of it. They got to get rid of it.
A guy as dynamic as he is, man, you stick your foot in the ground one wrong and plant and try to turn. That's all it takes, man, sometimes. So he's already got a shaky PCL. He's got a shaky ankle. So, that's something that you got to think about. But anyway, his advanced rushing, look, he's all top 5, top 10 and everything. It's carries 5th, carries per game, he's 3rd. Red zone carries, he's 7th. Red zone carries per game, he's 8th. Rushing yards, he's 3rd, 764. Rushing yards per game, 63.7. Rushing TDs, he is 3rd. So all that goes into his game. So that's what you're looking at as far as, and you see why folks like him and see why folks are there excited about the idea of him, because of how, I mean, you see how his excitement on the field, right? He runs a freaking 4.4. I mean, he's got a cannon for.
I think John Mike just went out. We're bringing him back right now. Out of your Falcon mind, technical difficulties.
Yeah, it happens.
There we go.
But so I mean, clearly he could get better with some of the deep ball stuff. And you also, like I said before, you can't. I see folks giving passes to other quarterbacks saying, "Well, man, they really need weapons. They really need weapons." You can't not say that about Lamar. Then you can't just say Lamar needs to be a better passer. And not say he needs better weapons, because he does need better weapons. He's never had I mean, come on, we've talked about it, man. In his entire career there, who's his receivers been? Like, really good receivers been? I mean, nobody.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mark Andrews. I mean, that's been it. So no doubt he's got some work to do, improving some of the deep ball stuff and overall. But I mean,
he will. He will.
He's a competitor, man. He's a hell of a competitor, and he works hard. Will. So like, I'm not worried about that either. It's just. Again, man, I see so much back and forth and just vitriol online from the fans in between. It didn't have to be that way, man. Like it's totally cool, man. Like I get like people wanting to go for Lamar and makes in our offense, man, he'll be a fantastic fit in our offense.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is you are going to give away picks. You are going to give away a ton of money. Now if that brings you wins and possible and playoffs and maybe even a Super Bowl, then who gives a shit? Because nobody cares about the picks at that point. But if it doesn't, and he's hurt, or he falls on his face, or
I would get
that
it,
doesn't
man.
improve, then I mean, that's tough.
I would get it if it was a Denver situation when they brought Peyton in. There are times where you feel like I remember when the Vikings brought Kirk Cousins and everybody thought that like all they need is a quarterback. Sometimes you feel like the missing piece was holding us back as a quarterback.
Yeah.
If we was in that situation, I would all be jumping up and down for this. Like, let's go get it. But we have the two wheels and the handlebars, and we trying to build a bike. And y'all trying to go get, like some fancy, like light up wheels in the ring, which I'm all for it. I want to be fancy too, but we need frame. We need a lot of other stuff to really make this bike go. And I love Lamar Jackson. Don't never get that twisted. I hope he break him and Pat Mahomes. I want to break the bank for the NFL to rewrite the contract route. I think Pat Mahomes is one of maybe the greatest quarterback I ever seen. Sorry, Matt. I apologize, buddy. But Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've seen play in my life. And Jackson may be the most exciting. You know what I mean? So I hope they do well. There's nothing personal against those guys, but I just think, man, we need so much more than a quarterback. And I'd have no doubt he will win us some games. I have no doubt he'd be hard to sack. I have no doubt he could get that ball to Drake and Kyle Pitts, and I think that would be a dynamic thing to see. The city of Atlanta will be back on fire for football. It wouldn't even be close to when Matt Ryan was here. It would go back to when Michael Vick was here. It would be a frenzy. It was kind of calm when Matt was here. Again, sorry, Matt, I'm dissing you today. I'm sorry. But it would go back to that, and everybody want that. The stadium full, the club's full. After we win some games, we go to like immediate, what we think is playoff contention. Yep. But what I'm saying is, did y'all see our defense? Was anybody watching that, or was you just watching the offensive side and just thought it was the quarterback? Did you see the defense? Did you see how when teams wanted to run on us, like they ran for 150 so easy? You see how sometimes it was just like slicing through cake, short passing down the field? These are problems that you can fix with money. It's not a lot of problems you can't fix with money. You know what I mean? No matter what personal problem you got, you throw some money at it, it might get fixed. I just want to fix those problems. I think that's how you build a championship. I'm not the smartest dude. The smartest people say defense win championship. I'd rather you spend the money on the defense, and I think we can work with the quarterback like Desmond Ridder. And like John said, I don't know what the vitriol is from, because I'm like, what do y'all not see? Now, I'm not saying I saw him look like Pat Mahomes, but what didn't you see is my question. Did he look panicked? Did he look stupid? Did he look that he couldn't make reads? Did he look like he was not accurate? Did he look like he couldn't go deep? What did you all see that y'all just said, oh, this third round piece of trash? Because I must have missed that. And I know I'm out of my Falcon mind. I'll be the first one to say I'm biased, but I don't know what y'all didn't see. I know he didn't look amazing, but in 4 games, no one's going to look amazing in their first 4 NFL games. That's ridiculous. But what didn't y'all see to have y'all feel like, oh, he sucks? And to be saying some of the sharp comments, some of the biting comments. Like what did you not? And even like John said in the press conference, even the verbal leadership and like accountability. Well, I'm just wondering, what was it, a character flaw that I would love for y'all to list that instead of just saying spewing dumb shit. I want you to list what it was that really you looked at. It was this girl that came to my house one time, and I thought she was the prettiest girl, but she had a mustard stain on her jeans that I noticed, right? And we didn't have mustard that day. So I'm like, oh, you wore them jeans. When the last time you went? It totally threw me off. I never talked to her again. I know that's petty, but it just couldn't stop thinking about the mustard stain. But I'm like, that's what it was for me. What is it for y'all? What did he do? Did he do something silly? I just like, are you seeing that, John? Are they listing specifically why they don't like the man?
Oh, no, I mean, I've seen, people just say it was bad performances, which I mean, I think you're dismissing some of it. Yeah, I mean, and they said, I've seen against backups for Tampa Bay, which it was the second half, but it wasn't that long drive in the first half. That wasn't. I mean, like and like I said, it's a little different than preseason because you're not playing guys that are literally being cut the next day. Like these guys all made the roster.
Yeah,
they're all on the roster for a reason. They're not starters, but they're all on the roster for a reason. You can't look at it as just black and white, man. As you look at the situation, you have to look at the situation. You look at that at the Saints, at Baltimore, two veteran-led, really good defenses. Arizona, not really good. We won the game. It's still decent defense. Guys were hurt. I mean, obviously he did what he needed to do against Tampa Bay. So I mean, like I said, that's why I'm not. Like I said, in a perfect world, man, that's the ideal situation. That he's the guy, and we build around him, and we kick ass, and we win with him. And build the defense for the first time forever. And
like really, Russell when the Legion of Boom when he's on rookie contract.
Yeah, something like that, man. I mean, right. But again, I'm totally fine if somebody says, you know what, though, man, 4 games. I can't trust him after 4 games. I need to see, somebody maybe take a shot. If he's there, he can make that change immediately. And we got the money, and like I can see both sides. Like I said, I really honestly, man, I will be supportive whichever way they go because I love the team and I want us to win regardless. As long as they have a plan behind it, man. If it's not just blow everything and then if you're going to get Lamar, then like I said, that's fine. Get Lamar. We got to get number 2 receiver regardless, but everything else needs to be on defense. Like everything else. Like we can't ignore that.
I'm gonna get dragged for this. This is probably a stupid plan, but see, you can't drag me because I tell you, I just say things sometimes. So, but my whole plan for this was like what I would do when you got all that money instead of breaking the bank, you just spend the money anyway. I would honestly go get Trey Lance and PJ Walker from Carolina. I would get both of those guys, and I would let all 3 go the whole offseason. I want to watch.
Just go at it.
I want y'all all 3 to go at it. These are people that you don't know what the ceiling is. When that dude played us, PJ, I thought PJ could run extremely well, which we need. PJ had a dart, he had a gun, and that long pass he threw, if you can throw like that, like it was accurate, spot on. Like I know that's one pass, Trey Lance, we don't know. But these are people that are young, that are talented, where you don't know the ceiling, that's not going to be commanding a lot of money. You could get all 3 of them for a fraction of Lamar Jackson and just let them go at it. And you could really study and let them see. I just believe in those 3 players. I think if you give them an offseason to learn, I just hate that y'all judge the people off the first season. You got to sit in the off. It's a mental position. So the more time you get to sit back and know the playbook and learn, okay, I could read the defense better. The second year of a quarterback will always be light years ahead of the first one. You can't judge the first one when the job is mental. I'm still learning. And the third year should be a hell of a jump. But I just hate that y'all was expecting him to come in and that y'all put that on him. Man, y'all begged for him instead of Mariota and then got him, and then because he didn't throw for 400 yards, so this dude's some shit, so let's move on. Because he didn't take us to the playoffs, bro, do you know the team was bad with Mariota?
Yeah.
So then, man, I don't know what y'all – I hope a whole lot of y'all don't have kids because he going to play like, man, Little League – and he gonna get beat in the car because he didn't hit a home run. Like I don't know what y'all be thinking. Like he gonna get a spanking in the car because he missed the catch. He dropped the ball in the outfield. Like some of y'all are ridiculous, man. Let people learn to really judge him. You got to get good at allow him to get good. Like I just don't know what y'all didn't see, and I'm not his biggest fan. I didn't see. Oh my God! But for the price point, yeah. Man, we all want crab legs and steak. But at times, man, some chicken tenders, if you give me 4 of them for $3 at Costco price, I might get the chicken tenders just for the price point. It's the best move. And like John said, man, when we need a bunch of other stuff, I wouldn't even mind if we went out and we got a center and some offensive linemen and some defensive linemen and some cornerbacks and Jesse Bates. And I want all of that. I don't just want one thing and then like 2 other things when we can get 8 things and be like, let's see how this look. With some new coaching, I want young players, man. I think and Lamar is the man. Don't ever get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying Lamar's the man. Lamar's the man. We know it. We're not disputing that. But I believe Desmond, Trey Lance, and PJ can also be the man if y'all give them time to learn the quarterback position.
Yeah, and I mean, for the folks that are just saying, like, I just don't want to give them the keys. Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen with Arthur, man. Like, that dude came in and was like, I don't give a damn who you are, what your salary is, or whatever. That's the last person you got to worry about just handing something to somebody.
He got rid of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. He didn't just go with nothing.
He's going to make him compete. That's the bottom line of all of his everything he says. That's every position. Like, doesn't matter if he's a quarterback or not. Like, you're going to compete, you're going to earn it. So it's not going to be different because it's Desmond. Like, I don't, he's hard as hell on Desmond. Like, we've seen it
really
up and close.
Saw it, John.
Yeah, like he's not, this is like he's not his little special pet project or anything like that. So it's not just like, okay, Desmond, it's yours, take off. Hell no, man. He's gonna whoever's in there with him, whoever the quarterback room is, he's going to have to beat them out, like clearly beat them out to get that job, whoever it is, and if they think after 4 games that he can't be it, then we'll know because they'll go out and get Lamar or somebody else and come in and they'll be the starter. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of where it's at, I mean, and bottom line, we're not there. We don't see all that stuff, but, and I saw the folks saying too, he's basically Lamar, or he's basically a little bit better Mariota, man. I looked at Mariota's stats too, and I'm not going to go through Marcus's stats because nobody cares. But his true passer rating was 74.2 compared to Lamar's 100. They're not the same. Okay. They're not the same. Marcus was the worst deep ball thrower than he was as well. So that just needs to stop. Whoever's still saying that, this needs to go.
That's away. Ridiculous. So you guys, whoever says that's ridiculous. I don't think you can pay anybody Marcus Mariota. That dude.
No, man. All right. So we're coming up on an hour, man. Let's get back in the chat, see what people got to say, and then we'll get out of here. Where are we at? Sorry, guys, we talked for a bit there. We had that whole QB little section we had to get through, man.
Special episode that we had to tell you guys about.
Chase, what's up, brother? He is one of the co-hosts on One Time for the Fan, which, by the way, Chase, we will be on there next Sunday, February 5th, 8 p.m. Mark that down. It's going to be a fun time with these boys. He said, rise up, boys. Let's get to work. The culture is definitely about to change. About to change. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Can't wait, man. Travis, just tuning in. What's up, brother? He said, do you think we will be a 4-3 or 3-4 or a hybrid?
Hybrid.
I think so too. I think, we have the players to kind of work that way, and we'll see what Mr. Nielsen has to say about it. Let's see how we read Chase. Miss Pamela said, I have no complaints. I see why Arthur Blank hired Fontenot and Smith for the job. He wants to win. Absolutely. Des, what's happening, brother? Good to
Des, the Scottish Falcon.
Said Des Ridder is a man. Do not spend all the cap space on a QB, no matter how good he is.
You are required by law to go get the merchandise. There are certain people that you don't have the option. You got to go get a sweatshirt. Sorry.
That shipping overseas may be a pain.
Shipping overseas, it's going to be $382, but you got to get one. I'm just telling you. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Gus Pepper said, a question for my Falcons family. Since Ryan Nielsen's our DC, if Tyree Wilson or Miles Murphy is available at 8, who are you choosing? Or are you trading back at QB to a QB star team? I like both those guys, man, for different reasons. And I'll get into that when we get to the draft shows, because we're actually the draft shows will be starting up either next week or week after next. And Mike and I will be doing.
Excited to do that because I'm really excited.
Yeah,
we're gonna a fun thing for that.
Edges is going to be our first position group we're going to go through, so looking forward to that. ATL Harris said QB discourse would have been exhausting. It has, man. Had to go back to my roots the other day and just grind some damn film. I think Dez has shown enough to be beyond the round designation and actually judged by his film. Man, I couldn't have said it any better, man. And y'all go follow. Make sure y'all follow ATL Harris on Twitter, because he does some really good film breakdown, and that's true. And that's kind of what my point was with the whole draft position is. And to put a bow on that, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, you've got your guys that are, like I said, your Andrew Lucks, your Pat Mahomes, you guys and he was number 10th. Number 10, he should have been number 1 if you go back and pick, now. But my whole point was that you really don't know. I don't care how good these guys are paid hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars to evaluate talent, and they get this shit wrong every year.
Most of the time.
Every year.
Yep.
I mean, so guys like fans, man, well-educated fans could go do the same thing and probably get the same damn percentage right or wrong.
And most of us are not well-educated. Man, you just talking shit.
Exactly. So my point with this is, don't look at Dez and say, well, he's a third rounder. He can't be it. He definitely can be it. I promise you, it can happen. Mm-hmm. It's not outwardly or crazy. It can. You look at, like I said, you look at all the intangible things that he has. Yes, he can be that guy. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Will he be? Who knows? But does he have what's capable? Absolutely.
If y'all looked at Allen Iverson, just him, you wouldn't have thought he was going to be. Look how skin and bones.
Right.
Look little. You wouldn't have thought that. You can't just always do that.
Yep. He said, no one questions when a good DL, DB, or wide receiver gets found late. But if a QB ends up falling in the draft, people lose their mind because no way the NFL could be as dumb and miss on a guy like that. They do it every year.
They do it every year, literally. And the guy they picked in the first round is a bust every year. It's just one of them in the top 10. It's just like, where's he now? He had a car wash.
I'll say it every year. It's the toughest position to evaluate, period. Always. Doesn't matter what. Falcon, Alberto said, I'm trading back to a QB star team. Depends on how far back we trade. I'm looking at BJ Ojolari or Nolan Smith. I like both those guys, man. Mm-hmm. LSU and Georgia guys. When you said substitute
teacher, I'm telling you, bro, these dudes be like owning car washes and restaurants when this go up. Trubisky,
they would say
Trubisky milked that cow. Yeah. That was the Florida State game for all they had. That's how he got picked second overall. Bro, they still talk about him during the games like he's just going to catch on and tear the league up. I'd be like, dog, stop it.
Yeah, agreed. Travis said,
Tom Brady has shown it doesn't matter where you drafted. Hell, Tony Romo was an undrafted free agent. And I want to say this. Tony Romo has one of the highest, if not the last time I checked, he had the highest quarterback rating in NFL history overall. That was Tony Romo. Tony Romo was an amazing quarterback. Didn't really win Super Bowls like that, but Tony Romo was great and even a better commentator. Kurt Warner was at a grocery store. Kurt Warner, yes, thank you. Casey, what's up?
What's going on, Casey? Said, I feel like the course has been set by Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot. They just need to stay the course.
Just stay the course.
ATL said, I think second half of the Ravens game and beyond Dez's film was legit good. His college decisions making that I love translated, made smart choices. His arm is really good now, showed improved skills. 100%, man. And Pamela said, they're just being petty Falcons fan base. It really is. It really is. He said, versus the Bucs in the first half, Dez missed 2 big throws, the deep ball that still landed 55 yards downfield, and a tough rollout to the tight end. Yeah, I remember that one. Outside of that, he looked good, and second half wasn't versus all backups. Correct. It was not. That's what folks want to say. Mm-hmm. Liam, what's up, buddy? I don't know if you're still watching.
Liam, buddy.
Guess we're saying, yes, Lamar Jackson, the guy who skipped the playoffs as negotiation tool. See? Damn.
Shots fired. Man down. Shots fired.
Hey, look, he wasn't with the team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, that's, says something. 100% get anyone who wants a different QB. Don't like the mythology people come up with about this film. If Bryce Young is there at 8, I'll grab him. So it depends on how you view this QB class, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll talk about Bryce. I love Bryce, but yeah, exactly. Anthony said, what's good, fellas? What's going on, brother? Liam says, if we get Lamar, we need to improve our corners or receivers. But if we do, the receiver needs to be somewhat cheap. This is my 12-year-old.
I don't go against Liam.
This is my 12-year-old. Come on,
man. Out of your Falcon mind. That's Liam.
Playing Madden. I love it. All right. Lamar Jackson, the guy who has never played a complete 16 or 17 game season. I do think he did, though. I think his first season was 16. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, I think 12 the last 2, ankle injury for one, and that PCL last year. But like I said, man, Greg Roman running him to death, man. Like they got to stop that shit.
He gonna get RG3 one time, and I don't want to see that.
Miss Bridget was up. She said, "Stop hating on Lamar."
Bridget say, "Stop hating." Shots fired. Look, fine. Ridder has got. So Dave said, "Fine." Ridder has got 6 more games to show us he's our new QB. That would give him a total of 10 games. That's enough to evaluate. And that's when you want Trey Lance PJ back there just in case you need to swap.
Yeah, I mean, that's everybody got their own opinion with that. I mean, like, I don't know, man. If people take that approach with Peyton Manning, and what happens then? He was terrible his entire first season.
Yeah, he was.
So I mean, it just depends on. To me, I like a full season, just a full season of games.
I just want to see how you handle the ups and downs of it.
Yeah, the difference is how patient can you going to be, how patient's the coaching staff, how patient's the fans, how patient's the ownership, all that stuff goes into it. Like I said, I can see it either way. Anthony said, give Des time, because as soon as Lamar fails first and second season, they're going to be trying to get rid of Jackson, and it'll be too late because we pay him over 150, 200 million for his first 5 years.
That is what I know y'all would do, and that is the worst case scenario, is that man blow his knee out or something happened to the man and we just at a sunken cost.
Yeah, Miss Bridget said
if Ritter don't do good, these fans going to be calling for his head within 5 games. These fans bipolar. Let me tell you something, Bridget. You bring up a great point. Y'all Atlanta fans, y'all pretend like we have this standard of excellence that we just can't dip under. What Super Bowls we got that y'all just got this standard of excellence? No, he got 4 games in y'all. Bro, y'all, we done been trashed since I was a kid. Like, we don't win usually. The only reason we start winning was because Michael Vick and Matt Ryan came. We wasn't winning. Man, stop. So y'all need to build that, you got to build that. Have you ever got something from IKEA? Did that shit throw together in 3 minutes? That shit took a day. You was missing the screw. Something rolled away. Build it. Take time to build it. Mm-hmm. That's what I said, Bridget. The comparison to Mariota is ridiculous. Don't compare Marcus Mariota to Lamar Jackson. That's if you like Lamar or not. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. JJ said, if Arthur Smith is going to go with the run-heavy offense, do we necessarily need a super dynamic QB? Wouldn't a solid game manager suffice, especially at the price point?
Yeah, we said that before too, man.
Man, he don't need he got to win single-handedly in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Well, with Arthur Smith, he won't have to. Man, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake. We gonna have a 2, bro. You got Cordell, you got Tyler. You don't need to win single-handedly. We don't really need you. Amazing. We don't really need you.
Yeah, just don't lose us the game. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, we talked about last week. When you don't, it's not necessary to have. Would it be great, nice to have that piece? Oh, of course it would. But do we have to? No, hell no. We don't have to. Mm-hmm. Not even close. That's a little more. Ghost Pepper's talking with Miss Bridget. He said, "I'm still here." Like, all right, pretty buddy. And he said, "We all forget about the draft." Yeah. I mean, it's coming. That's kind of why I want the Niners to win, so they can trade him. Talking about Lance. Yeah, man. That seriously might happen. Liam said, when the draft comes here, we have a chance to get a good QB or anything else. Yeah, he ain't gonna be a QB, man. I hope not.
This draft will be a fun one. I'm gonna tell you, man, it ain't even because the draft. It's because out of your Falcon mind. What we gonna do with that draft has never been done before. You better stay tuned.
That's right. All right, folks. So we're going to get out of here after that. We just wanted to, like I said, bring you a little bit of
shit on a Saturday and just trigger a few of y'all. And I want to say this before I leave. The most talent, the guy I thought I'm saying we can all miss. I think I know what I'm talking about sometimes. But if y'all know football, y'all would know who I'm talking about. There's some people won't have a clue I'm talking about. You know who I thought was going to be the greatest quarterback I'd ever seen, and still to this day, his arm. I don't know that anyone's arm. There's a guy named Ryan Mallett. You know who that is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Ryan Mallett, the cannon. I said, oh no, when this dude get the mental, like he gonna be better than everybody else. Dog, I believe
never got that mental, man.
This morning. What?
Never got that mental, man.
Never got that mental. I'm talking about idiot. I'm talking about just went team to team to team, didn't do nothing. I think he gave me my coffee at Starbucks this morning. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Ant said we got to trust in Terry and Arthur and our coaching staff. We got the run game down. Let's let these men work, do what they get paid to do. We get paid, and we pay to watch.
Yep. We pay to watch.
He said my guys brought the data. ATL here.
Stirred it up.
We just wanted to, buddy. We just tired of seeing all that. So just tell folks, come watch this show. You can actually get some data. You can take that to your friends and their family and the folks that are arguing with you, because there ain't no reason to argue, man. It's really not.
It's please take this to your friends and start some shit.
We can all.
Just so I know, it's gonna be a ripple effect. The next time and do what Bridget said, y'all gotta relax with this fan base, because y'all will give. It don't matter who we get. If it was Trey Lance, it's PJ, if we drafted a rookie, if we went and got Aaron Rodgers, y'all would give them 6 games before y'all. If they wasn't just going away 300, 400, 4 touchdowns, y'all know damn well, no matter who we got, that y'all would be like, oh, he got to come out of there. He fucking up. I watch y'all drag Matt Ryan for years. Y'all acted like Matt was the worst thing to happen to Atlanta for years. So I have your opinion. I can't even get with it. So.
Yep. Liam said, when you tune in, here's this, what you get every time. How about, dude?
You get greatness, okay?
These guys 1,000, buddy. How about 1,000, buddy? How about 1,000? Let's go to 1,000.
How about 1,000? Okay, I don't want to have to go have a pretty girl sit beside me for y'all to get it to 1,000. Okay, I don't want to have to go get a BBL for y'all to recognize my greatness. Okay.
No, man. Like I just like I said, I just want to do this show today just because, like I said, I've seen all this discourse online, man. And look, bottom line, we all want to win. That's it. We all want our Falcons to win. We can all have different opinions on how to get there. That's fine, man. Like I totally get that. But just wanted to give a little bit of Lamar stats because it is. I didn't bring up the comparison with Jacoby from last season because I've already did that in a previous show. But it's comparable. Obviously, Jacoby's older now. He's damn near 30 years. He actually might be 30 now. So there's a difference there. It's not. And I'm not comparing those two. They're not the same. I don't need any tweets. That's not. But I'm just saying they had a very comparable season.
John likes Jackson too. Just so y'all know, he's a fan of Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah,
don't get it like we was bashing.
No, I think Mike. I think we're on the same page. I think if we would rather ride with Ritter and we like what we've seen so far, and so we think that build that defense, get some weapons. Let's ride. Like dude said, man, like you ain't got to have Lamar to be. I mean, it'd be nice, but you ain't got to be. But if that's not what they think and they go get him, damn sure you're going to be having that number, whatever jersey he has on.
Yeah.
Watching next year too, supporting him. So I mean, it's all about how they work that cap, man. I don't think they're doing going to just dump us right back into hell with it. I mean, they're going to have. And Lamar, I don't think really wants a long. He's already talked about it before, wanting those shorter term deals so he can just re-up and make more money. So there's a lot that goes into it, man.
And I would encourage you guys to do a bit of hold on. Bridget said, y'all, I was listening to this Panthers podcast last night. Shame on you for that. So you started off wrong. Shame on you, Bridget. And they swear they win in this division next year. They got that fucked up, Bridget. I'm telling you, they feel they have the best head coach on the NFC South, and they named their other 3 QBs. Bridget, I don't care what they say.
Wow.
They was high on coke. Ritter, Andy Dalton, and Trask, and they said different.
Exactly. Who the hell is that QB? They don't have one yet. They're going to draft one.
And I'm like, who is their QB? That's a great point. See, Bridget knows what she's talking about, man. When is y'all next podcast? I want to jump in with y'all next time for a minute. I don't know when the next podcast is, but we will surely keep you posted. But before I go, I want to say this.
Wednesday, probably Wednesday. We'll say Wednesday.
I think as fans, we need to do a bit more research before we just jump out the window. So the same way with the coordinator we just got, Ryan, a bunch of y'all just said, who? Oh, fuck no. See, they did dumb shit. I don't know who that is. And then like the people who did the research, they all like, oh, that's shit. Yes. You see the difference? We all hate the Saints, so that's equal. But it's the people who did the research and people who didn't. You heard a name. Who the fuck is that? Oh, I don't know. I don't fuck that. Damn, they always doing this dumb shit. Then it was people who just went on their phone or their laptop and they looked at it and said, hey, you know what? This is awesome for us. This is going to be awesome. That is the same thing that John did with Tyler Algier. You knew you went to some. So the same thing with the quarterbacks. If you do a little bit of research, like what John just did, what we just presented to y'all, that is just do some research and you can change your brain sometimes. If y'all comparing Mariota to Lamar, just do the research before you say some shit like that. Like don't say no shit like just Google some stuff. Just Google, you can go how many quarterbacks were taken before this person, and you can kind of see, oh, it's usually a bust. It's usually just do some research so that when you chime in on anything, it don't got to be on our podcast, on Twitter, you don't make a damn fool of yourself. Because some of y'all I'm gonna tell you why I let John do Twitter, because I would cuss y'all the fuck out. A lot of y'all are stupid and ugly. Pick a struggle. You can't be stupid and ugly, and most of you are. And I would encourage you to not be stupid. Like, you can't always change your face, but you can change your stupidity level. Just Google some shit before you say something. You know, and a lot of you all, man, support the team. Y'all be quick to drag the Falcons like, it's your team. Be out of your Falcon mind all the time. Just stand. How you not supporting Dez when he a rookie? And I'm not saying you got to be a fan of everybody, but give him a goddamn chance. Give Terry a chance. Give Smith a chance. Give people a chance. Just give them a chance. Just relax a little bit. Just give them a chance. You all bipolar. I agree with Bridget. So just reel it in. Do a little bit of research. You see what we just brought. Now, y'all didn't know that. I encourage you to use that at the dinner table to start a fight, to post it on Twitter, start something, because it will trigger some people that who didn't do the research. But you've done it now, so you can use this as your research.
Yep. But Bridget said exactly right. These fans don't do their research. I saw folks mad about DC coordinator because they never heard him. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and it was simply because they never heard of him. Just look into it. It shouldn't be where
spot on,
the girls on our podcast have done more research than you, sir. Okay, you stop. I can get Bridget and I can sick her on y'all, and she will bomb you out. So don't do it. I could get Curry to do it. We could get Pam to do it. Look at these people who just Googled. Just went in their phone. Who is this? Then found out, oh, this is a great fit. If y'all, I hate the Saints. If y'all think that's a bad hire, you didn't do your research.
Yeah. Or if you're going to show clips, don't pick the two bad ones and then ignore all the good ones, or vice versa. Don't pick two good ones and ignore all the bad ones. It's just, you know,
be fair I said what I said about Jackson, but if y'all caught the people that saying he overrated and trash, again, you haven't done your research. Look at what John said with like the separation. You see what he throwing to? He got to make pinpoint throws. That's why I don't seem as accurate. Please don't do that to Lamar. He's great, and he gonna fix the deep ball.
Yeah, that's something that can be worked on for sure.
Those Bridges, no joke. That's what I'm telling you. I could put her against. Y'all ain't doing y'all research. I'm gonna let her just do it.
That's right. All right. So, yeah, we'll probably be back on Wednesday, guys. We appreciate you guys coming in on a Saturday, talking some football with us, talking some quarterbacks, talking some Lamar, of course, until that goes away, whenever that is, and whether we get him or whether we don't.
John turned 41 and just starting shit. You see, I love it. John turned 41 and just wanted to just start some shit. I love it, buddy.
Anyway, yeah, again, man, appreciate all the birthday love I got. Very humbled by all that. Appreciate you guys. And we'll catch you Wednesday, probably 7-ish is what I'm guessing. We'll put it out on our socials. Again, we'll be on One Time for the Fan on Sunday, February 5th, 8 p.m. Mark that down. And we'll have topics for next week as well. Miss Pamela, appreciate you. Anthony, appreciate you, man. Again, you also go subscribe to Variety Sports Network. I'll put the link here in the description of the video. Drop a like for us if you would, please. That helps us reach more Falcons fans. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate that. If you're listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, hey, look, for you folks who listen to us on iTunes and Spotify and any other podcast, we greatly love you guys. Since we switched over this platform to YouTube Live and doing all these live streams, I know the podcast has probably changed quite a bit from when we first started, because obviously we weren't doing it live. So we didn't have the chat. We didn't have some of these different things we got going on. So for you guys to still listen and still enjoy it, man, thank you guys so much. So keep dropping us those 5-star reviews. We love it. And it means a lot to us. Real quick before we get out, Bridget said, I wanted Flores at Wilkes after he didn't get the Panthers job. Me too. But once reading about Nielsen, I think it was a good choice. We're on the same page, Bridget. I'm telling you. And it's it later, buddy. He said, glad I caught this one live. Spotify comes in. Yep. Appreciate you, buddy. So anyway.
If you go to the store and you think the clothes are ugly, you don't have to buy them. Okay. But if you go there and you like anything, I would just encourage you to get it. It's kind of cool to see y'all. Me and John have been getting pictures of people in the clothes. I don't know why that is a high for me. I don't know why that feels so good, but it just, I don't know. I can't.
Very true. And actually, yeah, I'll drop the link to the store there too. It's on Bonfire. If you guys, we got hoodies, you got t-shirts. We greatly appreciate that too. You go sport us.
If you buy one, snap a picture in it.
Definitely take a picture. Yeah, either put it on Twitter or Instagram, wherever the hell you got it. So make sure you follow us on those. So guys, thanks again so much. We will catch you on Wednesday. Have a great weekend, boys.
Out of your Falcon mind. Peace.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon, CEO of the Variety Sports Network. I just want to say a quick thank you for watching one of the shows here on the Variety Sports Network with tons of other shows and content that's available all over the place. Right here at the Variety Sports Network, from Variety Sports Network to VSN Collegiate to VSN Football, with more to come soon. So stay on the lookout for those because they're coming. They're coming very soon. But again, thank you for watching. Hey, head over to our website, www.varietysportsnet.com. You can find all of this stuff right there, or do it the simple way. Head over to Variety Sports Network YouTube channel, and you can find everything right there as well, all the shows, stuff like that. And we hope to catch you soon. Thanks again for watching in.